Hi, and welcome to another presentation from your business tutor, learning your way, anytime, anywhere. Knowing which customers you want to sell to is really important to a business if it wants to be successful. That is why this presentation on market segmentation and target marketing is so useful, as it will explore how a business can do this accurately. So what are we going to learn in this presentation? Well, first of all, we're going to find out what market segmentation is. Then we'll go on to look at what target marketing is. After that, we'll investigate how markets are segmented. And then finally, we'll explore the advantages and disadvantages of target marketing. Okay, let's get started by asking, what is market segmentation? Market segmentation is about grouping customers together based on common characteristics they hold, so that products can then be developed to meet the similar needs and wants they have. Although this definition is correct, it may be a little difficult to understand without looking at an example. So let's do that by first looking at a situation where a market has not been segmented. As can be seen in the example shown, the magazine market has not been segmented and therefore is one huge market containing lots of different customers with different needs. This creates a big problem for a business because if it doesn't know what customers want, it won't know what types of magazine to create in order to satisfy their needs. This, however, is when market segmentation comes into play. Because by doing a little market research, a business can identify and then group together customers who have similar needs and wants. For example, as can be seen, the magazine market has now been segmented into 4 parts, each containing customers with similar needs. This is really useful for a business because now it has identified groups of customers with similar needs and wants. It will be much easier to create magazines that each group wants to buy. For example, if the customers in segment 1 have a similar interest in football, a specific magazine can be created to meet that need. Whereas if the customers in segment 2 are interested in cooking, a magazine can be created to meet that need. What this shows is that by segmenting a market, a business can better identify and then provide products that customers want to purchase. Okay, let's now move on to a linked question by asking, what is target marketing? Thus far, we have identified that market segmentation involves dividing a market up into segments that contain customers with similar needs and wants. And that by doing this, it will be easier for a business to provide specific products to meet the needs of customers in each segment. Although this is correct, it assumes something which is not strictly true, and that is that a business will want to develop a different product for each segment of the market. In reality, many businesses will choose to only target one or maybe a few segments in the market because they feel those are the ones they can best serve. This focused approach is referred to as target marketing. Okay, let's now move on to find out how businesses segment markets so that they are then in a position to select the target markets they wish to focus on. As previously indicated, markets are segmented by identifying customers with common characteristics and then grouping them together. For example, based on market research, a business may identify that its customers can be grouped by income, where one group is classified as high income earners and another could be described as low income earners. What this means, as we already know, is that 2 different products will be needed to cater for each segment or target market. For example, for the high income earners, a watchmaking business may create a gold-plated luxury watch, whereas for the low income earners, they may make a cheap digital watch. A second way in which a business can segment or group its customers is by gender, such as male and female. And of course, in many businesses, this type of grouping might be further segmented by another characteristic such as age. For example, males aged under 20 and males aged over 20. In fact, a perfect example of where this might occur is in the fashion industry, where clothing is designed based on someone's gender and age. Another way in which segmentation can occur and a target market can be identified is based on a customer's interests or hobbies, such as model building, sewing, cooking, or golf. In fact, an industry which does use this type of segmentation is the magazine market, where there are a plethora of different types of magazines to cater for customers with different interests and hobbies. And finally, businesses can also segment markets in other ways, such as based on a customer's religion, nationality, education level, or family size. Nevertheless, whatever customer characteristic is used to segment a market, it is important that a business choose wisely so that it identifies worthwhile segments to target. For example, segmenting the soft drinks market by income would not be as useful as segmenting it by customers' flavour preference. This is because a customer's level of income doesn't really influence what soft drink they buy, but their flavour preference certainly does. Okay, let's turn to the final part of this presentation by initially asking what are the advantages of target marketing and market segmentation. One of the big benefits of target marketing is that it allows a business to focus on a specific group of customers with similar needs and wants. This is really useful because a business can then make products for these customers that specifically meet their needs, meaning their level of customer satisfaction will be higher. Better yet though, by meeting its customers' needs to a really high level, a business will not only be able to charge a higher price, which will help profits, but will also benefit from excellent brand loyalty. In fact, this connects to another benefit in that by making a specific product for a specific group of customers, it is easier to create a brand image, which will help to increase sales. Moreover, as target marketing allows a business to identify and understand its customers in a lot of detail, it means it will be easier for them to focus their advertising. For example, if the business's target market is teenagers, it would be best to advertise using social media rather than on TV. And of course, this point also holds for other decisions a business might have to make, such as where to sell the product or what price to charge. For example, as before, selling online at a low price might be a better way of targeting teenagers than selling in a high street shop at a high price. And finally, market segmentation allows a business to identify if there are enough customers with similar needs to make it worthwhile developing a product to target them with. For example, if research identifies there are only 100 customers in a segment, it would probably be too expensive to develop a product to meet their needs. However, if there were 1,000,000 customers, the business may decide the opposite is true and therefore would target this market. Okay, let's now move on to look at the disadvantages of target marketing and market segmentation. One of the major problems with target marketing is that it can be rather expensive to undertake the market research required to identify the segments a business wants to target. Furthermore, and this point is connected, if a business identifies a number of different segments and then decides to target them all, it means that they will have to spend a considerable amount of money on not just product development, but also on advertising and promoting those products. And finally, market segmentation is only worthwhile if it groups customers by characteristics which are useful. For example, if market research identified the religion of customers in the car market, this would be pretty meaningless, as it is unlikely that religion influences the car customers buy. However, if the research identified customers' income levels, that would be a lot more useful, as that would definitely influence what car customers might purchase. Okay, so what did we learn in this presentation? Well, first of all, we found out what market segmentation is. Next, we identified what target marketing is. Then we went on to investigate how markets are segmented. And then finally, we explored the advantages and disadvantages of target marketing. As can be seen, market segmentation and target marketing allow a business to make the best use of the resources it has. This is because by identifying and then focusing in on the customers it wants to serve, a business avoids wasting money and staff time on activities that don't target its customers.